This is Eric. This is Carol. And here we are. We're doing another podcast. And starting her off like that, like all crazy. Like I didn't mean to get all crazy on you, but we're farming today. Started farming and planting some posts, putting some posts in the ground, making our chicken coop, getting ready for chickens. And yeah, just I guess we're moving forward with health, nutrition, and trying to be self-sustaining. What else we got going on, Miss Carol, Farmer Carol?
Well, you just talked about the hydroponics, and we're meditating together every morning.
Yeah. Which meditation's been awesome. I think. I don't. I don't feel like I'm Buddha or anything. You know what I mean? But like day one was kind of like I didn't listen to shit. I just drifted off. I couldn't think. My mind was all over the place. And what do you think we are? A week in it now?
Yeah, I mean, I started meditating like 15 years ago, and it took me a long time to get to a place where I could, during a full meditation, like connect with that inner self.
I guess I'm just trying to explain it because I think a lot of people I know a little better because not because I've meditated and become like a guru, but I've understood meditation, how it's supposed to work, and I've tried meditating, many times. Most of my meditation's found through yoga, I think, but not just sitting down and being still is not my thing. I can do breath work too, which I guess you could, however you want to look at that. But I'm just bringing it up because I think a lot of people would automatically think like, okay, you sit down and meditate, you don't think about anything, and then if you screw it up, like it's kind of like dieting, right? Like you eat a Snickers bar, you're like, well, screw it, I didn't do the diet right. It's time to eat junk food again. You know what I mean? So it's kind of why I'm bringing it up is like day one was I couldn't detach my thoughts for anything like the entire time, and now I'm doing better. Like maybe 30% of the time I'm able to detach my thoughts and just meditate and stuff.
Yeah, it's practice. It's a practice.
It's practice. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think some of the best people? Do you think like monks? Do you think they could meditate for like 12 hours without a thought?
I think that um, I'm not sure that they want to meditate for 12 hours.
It's not fun.
Well, I think the point to meditation is being mindful and aware in life and still experiencing life. And I could be wrong. I'm not Buddhist, but I'm not sure that. I mean, you wouldn't be experiencing life if you're meditating for 12 hours. That's just my interpretation. I don't know. We should look into that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I wanted to say too. So we've been putting all our videos up on YouTube because as we mentioned, pretty much in every podcast that we've had issues with Spotify.
Yeah.
So basically, come to find out, Spotify said that the video and audio don't match, which I don't know why, but they don't match for some reason. So enough's enough. We moved to YouTube, so all the videos are almost up on YouTube, and then we're just gonna go, since we're having video and audio problems on Spotify, we're just gonna do audio only on Spotify. So I guess if you're listening to this on Spotify, jump over to YouTube if you want to watch us. We don't really do anything. We do this, kind of sit on a couch, talk. So, but sometimes people want to watch a video, so that's what YouTube's gonna be, and then audio will just be Spotify. But we're working through issues too because we watched our videos and I think we kind of watched our videos at first and we're like, oh, the audio's horrible, and so we kind of figured out the audio, and then now we're kind of watching it going like, why is the video so ragged? So we don't really know anything about editing and all that stuff. I mean, we do, but not a lot. So now we got a GoPro with external microphones. So we'll see how this turns out with audio and video. If not, we got the phone back up, so we'll see how it goes. So yeah, hopefully all our videos are super good from here out. So what else we got going on?
I don't know.
You know, you're super tired.
I am. I've had 3 nights with very crappy sleep. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. So you're I guess you're having issues where you're like waking up in the middle of the night and you're awake, like too much energy kind of thing, or just
No,
awake.
it's not. I think about getting up because it's hard to just lay there and do nothing, but I force myself to lay there and hope that I will fall back to sleep. So I'll lay there for hours, and I try not to touch my phone because that's just a cluster to get into. And then today I was kind of an idiot and worked and didn't eat, so I skipped lunch, and I think that just kind of made this evening worse.
Yeah, but how does that work with you when sometimes you don't eat much at all day and you're fine, and then sometimes you don't eat and like you hit a brick wall? Like, why do you think that is? Like, what's the difference?
I don't know.
Maybe it's the
When
type
we
of
were
foods?
outside doing the posts, I just I couldn't function anymore. I don't know why.
Interesting. Well, so I guess in my life, I've got, I'm starting to get busy with business. I guess that's interesting because it's like you always want what you can't have. And so I feel like it's, I wanted the work, I wanted money. And now that I've got work and money, I'm like, oh, it seems like a little too much work, like too much of my time, like it's like a little stressful. And so I'd like to go back to less money. You know, it's just, I think that's just the way it goes, but it's been interesting. Things got busy on me like pretty quickly. I've got the next couple weeks backed up for orders, so it's been interesting. Yeah, and so I guess the other stuff we got going on is we got the chickens. So we were kind of up in the air on chickens. We didn't really want to do that because we're like, we didn't want another pet or another responsibility, right? But we did want healthy food. We want our chickens to lay eggs. Like, we know where they've come from and what they're doing, what they've been fed.
Yeah, we're really focused on the nutrients of our food right now and optimizing our health.
Yeah, and so we were really like, we weren't on the fence. We weren't going to do it until we absolutely needed to. But then my kids were over and we talked about it. And my kids were like, "Well, we want chickens," and so I think they kind of pushed me over the edge at least. And then I think I just grabbed you and pulled you over the edge too. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna go get chickens this weekend. Start raising some chickens and hopefully have some eggs in about 5 months. We got our chicken coop all set up. We got a fenced area we're doing, like a 45-foot by 35-foot fenced area with fruit trees, and you know that's a really big space for chickens. So hopefully they're super stoked. And I think we were planning on setting up a automatic door for them, so then that way we don't really have to do anything. Collect the eggs and clean out the coop maybe, and go talk to them, make sure they're happy and stuff. But everything else should be good. They're caged, so they're protected from coyotes and stuff. So yeah, chickens is kind of what we're on. And then so the hydroponics are still going good.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got that mostly figured out. There's probably a couple things left to figure out with those. They're growing really good though. We might have some lettuce in a week or two.
Yeah, the lettuce looks amazing.
Yeah. What else we got going on, Carolee?
I mean, we're staying at home a lot and really only venturing out when you go venture out to see your kids, and I go see my dad once a week usually, and then on the weekend to go run errands.
Yeah, and that's still working out super nice, I think, where it's spending all the time pretty much being productive or like relaxing. There's no like driving around and doing a bunch of stuff you don't need to do.
I guess you're gonna gravel in a driveway for the postal people, maybe?
Yeah, we're talking about that. So we shut our gate at the beginning of the driveway. Since we're not leaving, we wanted the privacy, but I think even not leaving wanted the privacy anyway. And it has felt pretty private, hasn't it? Like,
yeah.
You close that gate and it's...
Like, we know for sure if we hear something, it's your mom.
Yeah, which my mom lives here on the property with us. But, I guess it's weird because living in the city, you know, you just had people driving by and, like, people stopping by, and it's like, it's no big thing, right? Like, somebody's driving by, you're in the neighborhood, it's no big deal. But all of a sudden you move out to a rural area and like you don't see anybody all day. Like literally don't see another human being. Like I saw you and my mom today. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I usually just see you and sometimes your mom.
Yeah, and so when somebody pulls up in a car, it's like, whoa, like who are you and what are you doing here? Like this is weird. And it's like it feels like a complete invasion of privacy because it is so private. So I think that's what the gate did, is it stops those people from coming in unannounced. And it's been really nice, but so we've got we got a box at the gate for all our deliveries. The mailman left a note and he said that if I don't gravel in a turnaround for him, he won't deliver the mail anymore. Which I got pretty upset about because I don't know why the guy, it's probably about 75 feet. I don't know why he can't put his vehicle in reverse for 75 feet. But whatever. We'll figure it out. But my mom was telling me that she saw Amazon deliver today or yesterday too. And I guess everybody's just backing up, and it's grass, so it's like lawn. So I guess everybody's like backs up on your lawn. I don't know. To me, I would never do that to somebody's lawn. Yeah. I would back up the driveway, but I don't know if we've gotten to the point in society where people can't back up for 75 feet without crashing their cars or something. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll just gravel a little turnaround, and that'll make everybody happy, and then we don't have to go to town and get our mail too.
Oh, we're making apple cider vinegar, which in turn caused us to have about 360 fireflies for a couple of days. But
fireflies? Fruit flies?
I wish fireflies. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that was interesting, but we fixed that this morning.
Yeah. How'd you fix that?
We shut the doors and I cleaned everything and poured baking soda down the sink with hot boiling water, and with the apple cider vinegar we're making, I put plastic over the top, poked a few holes so it could breathe, and then put the cloth over with the rubber band too, so it's triple protected, because on top of that I put a towel, so I'm trying to cover up the smell because it's the smell that attracts them, I read today.
Yeah. So I guess that's the other thing about living in a rural area, is we're always fighting bugs or animals.
Yeah, it's for sure interesting. Last night we had a bat that literally was the fastest bat I've ever seen in my life.
No, but every bat you see is either the fastest or the biggest or the meanest.
He swarmed the fuck out of you.
Oh, he was just flying around.
He almost killed you.
Oh my gosh, you're so hilarious. But yeah, we're always fighting animals. So this year, This year it's wasps. Like there are 4 billion wasps everywhere. Like my mom's losing it because she can't even go outside. There's so many wasps. And then fruit flies are a problem. We don't really have that many flies, right? Not until last week, there have only been like
Yeah,
a
there's
couple.
been a few. There were, yeah, we had a few days where there were probably like 5 in the house. It wasn't too bad.
Pretty mild though. And, not a ton of spiders or anything. Last year we had a ginormous problem with a box elder bug. Like I mean, to say it was a problem is an understatement. Like they were covering whole entire portions of the house. They were like,
It was like a horror movie.
it was bad. And then they got inside too, and then they'd like, you'd be like going to sleep and like one would jump on your face. And you're like, dude, enough.
And they're super loud when they fly.
Yeah.
It's like.
So we're
We
fighting.
also had a beehive in the
Oh,
logs.
Yeah. In the wall, they got through a crack in the wall from the outside, and so they were in the inside. So I had to bomb them in the wall. So there's like a million dead bees in the wall.
Yeah, we've had a few weird problems.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of it's always like bat problems. There's tons of bats too.
They swoop you in your house.
Yeah, well, I like to leave the back door open in the bedroom so the dog can go in and out as she needs. And then
It's been super warm too.
yeah,
It's nice to keep that open.
yeah. Well, and so the bat helps themselves to that little crack of the door, and they just come right in. And then once they get in, it's like I catch them because the ceilings in here. We're on the 3rd floor right now, but if you go back behind us, you can go down to. You can just see over this handrail. This handrail goes to the 1st floor, so it's 35 feet from there to there. So it's if that bat's 35 feet in the air, like what are you gonna do? I don't have a net that's 35 feet long.
That would be hilarious.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be able to catch him anyway. So it's kind of like you just, when a bat swoops us in the bedroom, like when we're sleeping, like basically just open the French doors and you turn on the lights and you just wait for him to leave.
Yeah.
And sometimes it sucks because you're super tired. And so you're just like watching this bat fly. And then when they have to leave, they like kind of like zoom down by your face. And you're like, oh God, I don't want to bite me.
He's exaggerating.
About what part?
That they swoop down to your face.
Oh, so now I'm exaggerating?
I was just getting you back.
Yeah,
for
I
saying
was about to say it.
Exaggerating.
I'm surprised you're not on board with that. Like the biggest, fastest bat will swoop you every night.
Well, I'm sorry, that bat yesterday was fast. Like, super fast.
Yeah. I told you I was dealing with bats today. Like, I was outside the shop and I don't know why, but like if I spray paint something, I think the sound is like shh, shh, shh. Like the bats really don't like it. Every time I go out there and do it, like they start like getting mad. They're all stuck in the eaves, like between my soffit and the siding. And so every time I spray paint, you hear them go. Wah, wah. And I looked up today, and there was like 4 bats just took off in the middle of the day, which was weird. They don't really fly in the middle of the day. So, big bat problem, big fruit fly problem, and big wasp problem right now. So we don't know what it'll be next year. It'll be something else.
But another thing about, so many bugs is there must have been 1,000 bees because the trees all over the place have had so many apples. My dad's trees, like 2 of them broke from the weight of the apples. Perfectly good trees. We had tons of apples here. So there's
Actually,
been a
not
lot
as many.
of
Not as
fruiting.
many as apples. But we actually didn't have all the apple trees except for one. One did have more than normal, but the plum and the 3 apples didn't have as much as
Yeah,
they
the
usually
plum didn't have any.
Yeah, there was one apple tree that didn't have any apples.
My dad had pears on a tree. He's lived at his place 13 years, and this is the first time it ever had pears on a tree, and they were delicious.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah, those are the ones I've been eating.
Oh, I brought you some. I thought you were eating the ones I brought you.
I
These
ate
are the ones
some
you
of
throw
them.
away?
I threw away some that had brown spots on them, but I ate a couple of those too.
Yeah, that reminds me, we've got a couple pairs that we need to pick. I think they're probably as good as they're going to get. So, yeah, still harvesting too. Kids will be over this weekend, so we'll make more dried apples. Just trying to collect all the food and learn how to be self-sustaining again. You know, it's like this is what we talk about. Is we decided to go on hydroponics, and if you needed to start hydroponics when you needed the food, we're a month and a half in.
Mm-hmm.
We're a month and a half in, and we don't have any food yet.
We probably will in 2 weeks have some lettuce.
Yeah, so we're talking about 2 months. I guess that's not actually bad. About 2 months to get anything to harvest from hydroponics, which we figured lettuce would take about 6 weeks, and we're probably a good fair 2 weeks behind. We had one problem that killed most of our vegetables because we didn't run the nutrients right.
Yeah, a bit of a learning curve.
But yeah, but the point is, and that's why another reason I pushed us to start with chickens too, is because if you need eggs, I mean, unless you get some mature chickens from somebody, you're going to be waiting about 5 months to get some eggs from some chickens. So if you need food now, I mean, 5 months, you'd be dead in 5 months. So food's going to take you 2.5 months before you get anything. Chicken's about 5 months. I mean, you know, if you're talking about cows and pigs, it'll take longer. So the thing is like if you are worried about surviving and you're worried about just life in general, like the time to figure this out is now.
Yeah.
Like even foraging, like mushrooms, I tried to figure that out. I'm like 2 years at least deep on that, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't eat solely off mushrooms. Like, yeah, well, I mean, they're not out in the middle of summer. It's too dry. So there's a season for that. But I think that's maybe what I need to get into next is I need to get into foraging for, um, you know, wild lettuce and grasses and.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Dad start giving me some of his dandelions. He cuts them, so it would be easier just to have
Oh, he
them.
does.
Yeah.
He cuts them so they don't sit in the grass.
Yeah, he hand cuts them.
Oh.
So I'm gonna start having him give me that.
Is dandelion that you find in your lawn the same dandelion as they use in herbal stuff?
I'm pretty sure.
Isn't it dandelion root or is it dandelion? Or is it both?
It's both. Root is used often, yeah, too.
Well, and I guess I think I'm more excited about this than you, but you're talking about starting up some supplements.
Yeah, I know you call it supplements, and there will be some sort of supplementation included, but I think it's more like essentials, is what I would call it, maybe, because it's like creams and lip balms and like things for your skin that are all natural rather than have chemicals in them. And yes, I plan on having some, I guess you would call them like supplements. I think I'm trying to find the perfect word for it because it's not just vitamins and minerals. It's, I guess we women call it beauty, but I want it to be able to reach both men and women. So I think maybe essentials might be a good word.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think essentials could be a good one because, I mean, I don't think you're interested in doing this, or at least, I don't know if you are, but like I was talking about a soap that doesn't, like soap's essential.
Yeah, no, I think soap is for sure could be in my future.
Well, I guess I don't know. I'll just give it away. Maybe someone else can use it or something. But like my idea was like soap that doesn't kill bacteria. So you could have all your bacteria on your skin still. And I know a lot of people are probably like, that is disgusting. But it's the same thing like bacteria in the gut. Like we found that to be super healthy. I think like bacteria on your skin's got to be the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's microbial face things out there now, so I would.
Microbial means it gives you bacteria?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So women put that on their face because it like makes their face healthy?
Yeah, I mean, people do apple cider vinegar.
Oh, really?
Face toner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I think that's what it's kind of interesting if you think about it, because that's what they talk about is. I mean, I've heard stories. I guess I don't know firsthand, but I've heard stories about kids using antibacterial soap, and then all of a sudden they have like warts all over their body because they washed away that good bacteria. Or that's why I'm like that alcohol for your hands, dude. I'm never using that shit. I think that's crazy.
I do use it. I keep some in my purse for like if you spill something sticky on yourself. I love that for that reason, but I don't use it like all the time, like a lot of people do.
A lot of people use it all the time, and I think that's like killing your bacteria, and it's making you more susceptible to diseases. And it's like, I mean, it's counterproductive, so it's really funny. But anyway, I think a soap that doesn't kill your bacteria, just washes you off, would be amazing. Maybe I just need to start using like Gojo or
Gojo.
like the mechanic's hand cream. That's some weird stuff. That stuff works really good though. Or like what's the orange stuff called? It's like the orange. It's like gritty. Like, you remember lava soap? Did you ever use lava? Mm-mm. Oh, really?
I think I've told you I don't use soap.
Yeah.
I wash my face and that's it. Unless, like, for some reason, like I was working outside and got dirty. I had a dermatologist when I was probably like 12 tell me not to use soap. And so I just don't use soap.
Well, lava is like, it's like a bar soap, but it's like made from like sandpaper. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing because like you rub your hands with it and it like it's so abrasive. Like, I don't know, if you rubbed it on your leg, it might actually hurt. But it's pretty amazing stuff. But that's what I was thinking is, I'm giving away all my secrets. I'm making somebody a millionaire right now. But like,
yeah, I don't know why you're doing that because I just told you I could see making soap in my future.
Okay. Well, I won't give away the biggest tip that is in my head right now then. I'll just wait until we're done and I'll tell you, and then you'll be a millionaire yourself.
A trillionaire because...
Oh, actually, yeah.
I have a lot of businesses going on right now that are making the big bucks.
Yeah, so I think that's super fun that you are getting into the essentials business. Like making a bunch of stuff that'll make you healthy.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it for the use on me, experimenting on me, and then sharing what works with other people.
Well, it's fun to get all natural stuff, right? Like
well, it is, and not to have to spend... I don't spend a lot of money anyway. As Erik found out how expensive beauty products are not very long ago, I literally, like, my makeup is probably like 5 years old, but it's because it's so, well, it's pretty expensive. Yeah. And how wonderful would it be to also have all natural stuff that you make with completely natural ingredients? Did it die?
Yeah, I think so. It must have gone up too low. So I guess our GoPro's a little bit of a letdown, I guess.
Well, yeah, I used it tonight while we were doing the fence posts, and it overheated and shut off.
I wonder if it overheats because this case. What are we doing? 25 minutes worth of video or so, and the GoPro overheated. So I guess we will bring everybody. Let's see if it cools it down.
I'm having a hot flash. super grainy. We're experimenting on our video quality, trying to get it better and better. So it's a learning process, which is fun. But
yeah, so we'll see. It's I think that case might be overheating it, which sounds weird, but we'll see if it was it overheated again. I think it overheated again. Yeah.
that's okay. We had backup. We're good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it'll be crappy audio for this one
Yeah.
because we don't have we have our microphone set up on the GoPro.
That's okay.
That is okay. It's just life. Okay. Well, what do you think? You got more things to say?
I can't wait to tell you guys how amazing the vegetables are, and stay tuned for High Vibe Essentials. And I'm not sure Erik wants me to tell you where to go to buy his shit. He's pretty busy.
Yeah. Anybody knows, they'll know. I don't need to advertise. BMW stuff.
Yeah.
If you're interested, yeah, you can figure it out. It's not hard. So anyway, I guess we'll call this good. Try to figure out the camera situation.